Oh hello, this is Tak Chung from Wok with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe and share. I went for a walk this morning, seeing how much the crop has grown over the past several days. This year I pay more attention to the extraordinary productivity of these plants, lining up in rows for miles and miles in this once vast prairie. And they are truly remarkable images, and I would like to share them with you as the season continues. In this video, I would like to show you the multifunctionality of the wok in stir-frying, baking, and boiling. I learned from my friend Andrea how to cook this dish. She told me that the wok is also great for cooking Italian food. She often stir-fry the ingredients first in the wok before she put the entire wok into the oven. In this case, having a wok that you can put in the oven is a great advantage. I'm going to use my Cucina 14-inch stainless steel wok to cook this dish. And this wok can directly go into the oven because of its all stainless steel constructions, including the handles. And this makes it one of the most versatile woks on the market. For the meat of this dish, I'm going to use ground pork. I'm going to use several different kinds of vegetables in this dish. This includes eggplant, red onion, jalapeno pepper, yellow squash, zucchini, purple cabbage, arugula, white mushroom, and tomatoes. And for pasta, I'm going to use a type of pasta that is shell-shaped known as concalio. I stir-fry the ground pork separately and add it to the pasta, and then I layer cheese over it and I put it in the oven. This is to melt and brown the cheese. I cook the ground pork separately because this will allow me to have a better control both the flavor and the texture of the ground pork. This is my basic ground pork stir-fry template. For flavoring the ground pork, I get out my masala daba, which contains 7 basic seasoning agents. I season the ground pork with the following seasoning agent: half teaspoon of lemon pepper, half teaspoon of mushroom seasoning, half teaspoon of onion flakes, quarter teaspoon of garlic powder, quarter teaspoon of paprika, 1/8 teaspoon of cumin, and 1/8 teaspoon of ginger powder. By stir-frying the ground pork with this approach, I will give the ground pork much stronger flavor, and it provides a greater contrast when it is in the dish. So okay, I'm going to set the ground pork apart. Now I'm ready to cook the remaining of this dish. I took about 1 minute to wash the wok before I return it back to the stove. I briefly spot season the wok before I start out first with 1 cup of chopped eggplant. This is followed by 2/3 cup of diced red onions. After stir-fry the content for about 20 seconds, I add 1/4 cup of diced jalapeno pepper. I then stir-fry the content for about 1 minute to achieve the desired texture. I'm now ready to add the remaining vegetables. I'm going to start out at a mixture of yellow squash and zucchini. This is then followed by 1 cup of chopped red cabbage. I then stir-fry the contents for about 30 seconds. Next to go in is some arugula. Up to this point, I have already added 7 different kinds of vegetables. Without advanced prepping, it would be impossible for me to create a dish with this many different kinds of vegetables. I add the white mushroom toward the end because I do not want to overcook them. As you probably noticed that I add different vegetables at a distinct order. This all depends on how much I want to cook them. I add the vegetable first, those that I want to cook longer. And now the dish is almost done, so the next step is for me to create the sauce. I'm going to first start out with some tomato sauce, and this will be followed by some tomato paste. And finally, I'm going to add some diced tomatoes. I find this is a much better way for me to control the flavor of the sauce versus use commercially available spaghetti sauce. This approach is definitely more nutritional. To adjust the consistency of the sauce, I'm going to add some water. After mixing it briefly, this is almost done. I'm going to do a final touch of the flavor of this dish. You notice that I do not use any other seasoning agents, because the different ingredients will already provide some wonderful flavor. However, I decided I'm going to add a bit more mushroom seasonings. I also that I would like the sauce a little bit sweeter, so I just add a touch of sugar. This part of adjusting the flavor is something I call flavor chasing. Depending on the type of ingredients that you have in the dish, you might want to season it differently each time. In this dish, without any question, the jalapeno pepper will dominate the flavor. I used the conchigliere pasta for this dish, something which actually I have never tried before. I cooked 1 pound of this pasta in the wok. Finally, I add some fresh diced tomato. This will give the dish a fresh tomato flavor. I then mix the cooked ground pork with the dish. Now, by cooking the ground pork separately and mix them at the end, the flavor of the ground pork is more distinct. The total cook time of this dish up to this point is about 15 minutes. I then top the contents of the wok with mozzarella cheese, some American cheese, followed by some Kobe Jack shredded cheese. To melt and brown the cheese, I put it in the oven and I set the oven to broil, and it takes only about 2 minutes. The total cook time of this dish is approximately 20 minutes. So what is the verdict? Now, I really like the conchigliere pasta. And the spaghetti sauce is really great. With different kinds of ingredients, it provides a very nice, complex flavor. And the amount of jalapeno pepper is just right to give the right type of kick to this dish. We all enjoy the pork very well because it's a little bit crunchy and it provides a very nice contrast to other ingredients in the dish. This dish demonstrates the flexibility of the wok, that it can be used in stir fry and then it could be used in the oven. This is the type of dish that my friend Eugene would call it a one-pan dish. With the wok, you can boil the pasta, you can stir fry the vegetable ingredients and the meat, and then finally you can put it in the oven and bake it. Basically, the fast cooking system is a set of tools with flavor chasing, advanced prepping, stir frying, and template-based cooking allow you to cook any type of dishes that you want, so that it makes home cooking practical, efficient, rapid, fusion, economical, creative, and tasty. And the wok is probably the most effective cooking utensil to achieve these goals. And this is the reason that I feel every kitchen should have a wok. I post a video every day to introduce you to my fast cooking system. If you're interested to learn more as well as to adopt the cooking system, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And thank you for watching. I will see you tomorrow.